I've got huge news for you. Robinhood is about to tokenize stocks and securities on Solana, Ethereum, and Arbitrum. This is huge adoption news. And Ethereum gets a massive upgrade called Pectra. I'll share the details about what this does and will it help the price. And Vivek Ramaswamy's investment firm is about to raise $1 billion to invest in Bitcoin. This is huge. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, I want to quickly highlight that today we had the announcement from the Fed. Jerome Powell spoke and they are leaving rates steady. So this is what we talked about in yesterday's podcast, that the market was anticipating things would not be changed. And we were hoping that maybe we would get a surprise from the Fed. But there's nothing new here, and he did not give any signals on the ramp down of quantitative tightening as they started at the last meeting. So we'll just have to wait for June to hear from them. But it is what it is, no major changes. Now, folks, Vivek Ramaswamy's Strive Asset Management is looking to form the first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. They plan to raise $1 billion to buy Bitcoin. We know Vivek understands crypto. He's bullish on it. He was part of the Trump campaign. And I believe at some point he was part of the Trump administration as well, but has since departed. And we are seeing more and more of these folks are getting involved with crypto in one way or another. So let me give you the details. Strive will merge with NASDAQ listed entities to form a public Bitcoin treasury company. The combined firm plans to raise up to $1 billion to accumulate Bitcoin through equity and debt. Strive will offer stock for Bitcoin swaps using a tax-free Section 351 structure for accredited investors. So I hope you see the direction that Bitcoin and crypto is headed in. And this is why we've taken our position. We've bought the blood on the streets when the majority of the herd were fearful, and we're going to sell the euphoric top, folks. I think some of these things going live this year could signal the top. We'll have to wait and see. We don't have a crystal ball, but historically, we've seen things like these that are very big and companies going public and much more signal some sort of major local top, if not the blow-off top of the market. So all good news, but for us who are looking to walk away from this bull market with money in our pockets, we want to make sure we have a cash out plan. Now, Metaplanet, many of you know, they are in Japan. They're using the Michael Saylor strategy playbook. That is, they're raising debt to buy Bitcoin, and they've been doing this for a long time. They're essentially the strategy of Japan. So they have secured $25 million via 0% bonds to bolster their Bitcoin stash. They have added 555 Bitcoin to their portfolio. This is wild. So this movement is happening globally, guys. And the early adopters, such as Strategy, Metaplanet, and others, are going to be big winners. Now, I've often stated I am concerned with the level of leverage and debt that is being raised by Strategy. It is at a level where I think there could be some really big risks because of the concentration of leverage. And we've seen this historically, right, in the TradFi world. So we have to be careful. This is why have a cash out plan. So you're taking your profits. If anything happens, and I'm not saying I want something to happen, but if there is the risk of something happening, we have to make sure that we are well prepared. Now, the Bitcoin news continues. We got an update here around Strike. So the headline is Bitcoin payments app Strike to offer Bitcoin lending in boost to re-emergent sector. So this is interesting. We continue to see the financialization of Bitcoin and different financial products being built. So Jack Muller's Bitcoin payments app Strike is set to move into the Bitcoin lending business. Strike plans to offer users a means of borrowing fiat while continuing to hodl Bitcoin, Mallers wrote. Bitcoin lending would be prime for a resurgence following entry by companies such as Coinbase during the BTC rally that kicked off at the end of last year. So as Bitcoin becomes this reserve asset, and of course, yesterday, New Hampshire signed a bill into law for them to use Bitcoin as a reserve asset, you're going to see a lot more borrowing and lending and Bitcoin being used as collateral. So I think this is a natural evolution. We've seen it for other asset classes. I just want to make sure that the proper guardrails are in place. We don't want another Celsius or FTX situation. And I think it's going to be done right this time because a lot of TradFi and Wall Street folks are involved who are regulated. They have to report to the SEC and public filings and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be done correctly this time around. So this is the natural evolution. It's great to see that these great products are being built. Now, folks, today, Ethereum's latest network upgrade, Pectra, went live. And this is a huge update for Ethereum. So Pectra is packed with powerful changes, smart contracts, enterprise-grade staking, and layer 2 performance boosts. So Consensus tweeted out a whole thread on this. I'll read some of the takeaways, but not everything because it's pretty long. They said here, over the past 2 years, Ethereum has undergone 3 major hard forks: the Merge, Shanghai/Capella, and Denkin. Pectra has the most EIPs to date, 11. Those EIPs provide core updates to UX, staking, and layer 2s. So it goes on and on. You guys can, of course, read that up on your own, but let's see what type of performance this gives the network, because Ethereum layer 1 does not perform as well as many other smart contract platforms out there, and that's why there's so many rollups, or layer 2s as they're called, because Ethereum is slow, high gas fees, and much more. However, it has a first mover advantage. It has the security, which is important to enterprises. So it's pros and cons. But there are suggestions and upgrades like this that could help improve the layer 1 so that it has better performance. So we'll see how this plays out. It's still very early. And let's see what impact it has on the price, because Ethereum has been suffering this market cycle. I do think Ethereum will perform. It may not perform as great as it did in the past bull market cycles, but I think it will have its day in this bull market. Every dog has its day in this bull market, as we've seen historically. Even coins that don't even do anything. It's just this speculative layer and speculative bubble that raises everything up, the rising tide that lifts all boats. So let's see. This is a very important update, and let's see how it plays out. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Propy. Propy is leading the charge in putting real estate on chain. Folks, I found out about Propy in 2018, and I bought the token, the Pro token, because I saw where this asset class was heading, and that is tokenization. And I saw Propy being the leader in the space of handling real estate when it comes to blockchain and tokenization. And you can purchase a property on the Propy platform using crypto. So no other platform enables that. And they've been putting titles and deeds on chain. They've created NFTs for properties, and they're a licensed Web3 pioneer. They've been operating since 2017, and they've facilitated over $4 billion in transactions. They also use Coinbase for the crypto escrow service, and they have a great promotion going on where you can earn the Pro token simply by sharing your video and much more. So if you'd like to learn more, visit the link in the description. Now, folks, this is surprising news. The OCC today released an official statement about banks being able to engage in crypto activity. We've been hearing over the past few months of the FDIC and the OCC loosening restrictions. Well, we're getting the official statement, so this is very bullish. Caitlin Long tweeted it out, and here's the headline: OCC clarifies bank authority to engage in crypto asset custody and execution services. They're giving the green light to the big banks, folks. And this is what's going to drive a lot of development and innovation, and a lot of capital is going to come into the market. So the banks don't want to get left behind. We know that SOB 121 has been repealed. That was the dumb rule from Gary Gensler and the SEC, which prevented banks from being able to adopt crypto. So the Fed just recently gave the green light as well. So we're just seeing the green lights coming in from the different regulatory agencies, although the Fed being the king of the hill, the head of the snake, so to speak, that's the most important one. So they said here in their press release, if you want to call it that, The OCC published Interpretive Letter 11842 confirmed that national banks and federal savings associations may buy and sell assets held in custody at the customer's direction and are permitted to outsource to third parties bank permissible crypto asset activities, including custody and execution services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practice. The authority was also addressed in the OCC Interpretive Letters 1170 and 1183. As with any activity, a bank must conduct crypto asset custody activities, including via a subcustodian, in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with the applicable law. Folks, the infrastructure, the on and off ramps, it's all being set up here with the major banks and stock exchanges and more for the continued growth of this asset class. I hope you see what's happening here. I hope you have the macro view, because if you're getting lost in the 1 minute chart and the 1 day chart and the 4 hour chart and the weekly chart, you're going to be disappointed. But patience is a key here. Things are being set up beautifully. Now, Robinhood is developing a blockchain-based platform that will allow retail investors in Europe to trade US securities as stocks. Folks, what have I been saying? They're going to put all the assets, the traditional assets, on the blockchain, and you will have a truly global market, because there are certain stocks that cannot be accessed globally. Not everyone can access the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, but you put it on a blockchain and you have fractionalization, 24-hour, 7-day week, 365 days trading, no opening or closing bell, no holidays and all that. And the asset can reach globally. I've often stated this crypto asset class is the first truly global asset class. Real time, you have internet connection, a smartphone, you can participate. There's never been anything like that. So Robinhood is reportedly considering Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Solana for their new platform. So we'll see which blockchain they use as the lead dog. But what we've seen is that many of these folks launch on different blockchains because it's going to be a multi-chain world. And notice the blockchains they're choosing: Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Solana. I hold ETH and Solana in my portfolio. I don't hold Arbitrum, but this is really big news. We shall see. Now, Democrat Congressman Richie Torres out of New York introduced a bill that would prevent federal officials and their immediate family members from profiting off meme coins and stable coins. I don't know if this is a bit of a political thing here, because we've been seeing it with the Democrats, with the stablecoin situation and Donald Trump's businesses. It could be, but take away the politics, I think this is a good thing. So this is along the line of the stock trading situation, the Nancy Pelosi stuff and all that, right? We'll see how it plays out. I don't know if Congress is going to pass this, but it's something we do need to pay attention to. And there definitely needs to be something done here, because I mean, just look at what Nancy Pelosi, and she's not the only one, and not because she's a Democrat. There are Republicans who've done this. I've seen reports, and like Marjorie Taylor, whatever her name is, I saw the other day, she invested in a company, and all of a sudden that company got a contract from the United States and much more. That stuff can't happen, right? That's massive insider trading right there, and they get away with it. But if you and I try to do that, we'll be in jail. It's how funny how that works. But something needs to be fixed here. I don't know how. I don't want to say that they can't completely invest. There has to be some sort of barrier or guardrail that prevents it from being the insider trading aspect. Maybe it's after the fact, or if they know of a bill that's coming up and they do it. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But this is interesting. Now, Flare Networks and Cardano could be working together. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, recently said, "Adoption, technological enhancement. I just had a meeting with the CEO of Flare." So Charles has been, I think, over the past year, more open to working with other chains. I think because he sees the smart contract landscape is heating up and competition is heating up. So Cardano has to differentiate itself. And look, Ethereum continues to get great adoption, Solana as well. And Cardano has been kind of in the corner, not getting as much of the attention. Even Avalanche has been getting a lot of adoption. So I think it's smart for Charles and the Cardano folks to start bridging to other blockchains and bring more utility on Cardano. So I think it makes sense. And we're going to be in a multi-chain world. There's not going to be one blockchain to rule them all. So this definitely makes sense. All right, folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. A great way you can support me is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. And you can check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And also check out my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that covers every aspect of crypto. If you want to expand your knowledge about crypto, this is a course for you. Knowledge is power. And what makes this course unique, it's different from any other course. It features expert commentary. You will hear from founders, CEOs, and institutional investors building in the crypto industry. It includes videos, downloadable materials, text write-ups, of course. You pay a one-time fee, you get lifetime access, go at your own pace, share the login with your friends and family if you want. But this course covers every aspect of crypto. It's packed with a lot of content and value, guys. So be sure to check it out. Go to mycryptocourse.com. Links will be in the description. Thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.